What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stickers for each feature we release.
We read about 10,000 suggestions a week to create features that, as traders, we'd want to use.
10,000 suggestions? Who reads all of those?
He does.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade, you got this.
At book club, they were asking me what you're doing now, Janice.
Blogging. Your blog is just pictures of you in a mirror.
It's called a fashion blog, Todd. Well, I've been helping people save money with Progressive's discounts. Flo, can you get Janice a job?
You should have stuck to softball. I was so much better at softball than Jan is dead.
Where's your wife, Todd?
Vacation.
Discounts like homeowners, policy. I got a discount on this ham.
I've got the meat sweats. It's good ham, Diane.
Paperless discounts. Give it a rest, Flo.
Yeah, Flo, give it a rest. Flo.
Introducing Sacred Elements, a place for natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Elements. It's one place, all solutions.
Alkaline water, herbal remedy, essential oil.
Sacred Elements.
Natural and organic shampoo, lotion, pain cream, bath salt.
Sacred Elements.
Beeswax candles and handmade crafts, canes and walking sticks, artwork, jewelry, and repurposed goods.
Sacred Elements. Next to the Sweet Leaf, 400 Outdoor Highway, Flint.
11 to 7 daily, closed Sunday.
Call 810-259-2570.
If you're like us.
Do you come back and sit here and wait for us to pack up?
All right. Are we in break, Bobby?
CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. Petpain.com. CBD relief for your pets.
It's the Full Milk Radio Show.
Radio show.
All right, so we're broadcasting right here back from 13 and Main in Royal Oak, where we've recently been asked by the police to abandon our 24/7 live broadcast from this location because they demanded written permission from a property owner, which I don't believe they have the reasonable authority to demand. Look, if I'm on your front lawn and I'm washing my car and there's a scantily clad lady helping me wash the car, and somebody complains as they drive by that there's somebody washing a car with a scantily clad woman, and the officer comes out, and the lady that's washing the car is not breaking the law. She's covered enough that she's obeying the law, but she's scantily clad, and so she's washing the car. Now the property owner's not there, and so he comes by and says, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" You say, "We're washing the car." "Well, do you have permission from the property owner to be here?" And you go, "Well, yeah." And then they go, "Well, do you have it in writing?" And I go, "Well, no, he's not available right now." And then they go, "Well, you're going to have to leave. We can't let you be here without that written permission." Bullshit. I don't think that that's the law. I don't think that's how the law works. And I don't think I'm going to let them push us around like that. There are other people on this property that they didn't ask to leave. There's other people parked here. There's a whole company vehicle parked over here. It's a commercial property. A commercial truck is parked in this property. And it's been moved. It's gone from place to place. It's been moved around. So they're using this as like a private parking lot. He didn't ask them about permission to stay. I don't see him hauling that vehicle off. I think it's nonsense that they would be making that claim. You're looking at me with some surprise.
Eastern America sounds like a good spot. She says back down there.
So we're gonna run down to the Eastern Market area, I think, is what was gonna end up happening. But I'm not gonna not make my point with the Royal Oak Police about this.
Right, let them come back.
So, the truth of the matter is I'm going to wait until I get a full charge. You're not going to inhibit my broadcast because you don't like the fact that we're here. I'm just going to say again that the first officer that stopped by and made his inquiry about us did the right thing. He came by and he talked to us yesterday, and he was a very friendly man and a very appropriate officer, I think. And, so I just jackbooted thugs. So we're in the process of. I just don't think that they've got the authority to throw you off of private property without a complaint from the property owner, or without some pre-existing condition that the property owner has made with the city or the police. This officer simply received a call that we're here doing this, and then came and asked if we had permission to do it. And I think our permission is ingrained in the Constitution. I think our permission to be here is only questionable by the landowner, not by the police. So that's my opinion. And Bobby, can you do me a favor? Can you call that number and get him on the line? Can you get Joseph on the line? And also maybe get Jamie on the line. Are you there, Robert? I'm trying to see. I'm trying to get with our studio board op. Can you hear me, Robert? Oops, I asked. Robert may be busy on the phone already, and I just don't know. Robert, are you there? Oh, boy. I don't know what's going on with our studio now. I'm lost on the studio. So we've got to get another 40% or 38% on this battery. We got to get 38% on the battery before we can do anything, before we can move anywhere. I'm not shutting that generator down until I have a full charge so we can stay on the air. So that being said, Robert, are you there?
Wow,
can you
man,
hear?
hold on a second. I'm taking a call. Jeez.
Okay.
Gosh, man, like, are you gonna live?
Yeah, but you got to say yes or no. That's all I'm looking for. Yeah, just hang on.
2 different rooms at the same time.
Oh, I got your call screening.
Right.
So Bobby's doing some call screening.
Yeah, because that keeps happening. It's gonna be one weird show.
No, it's going to be great. If you got people calling in, that's a great thing. You don't necessarily right now, Robert, you don't have to necessarily call screen them because I can't see them from here because I'm using the same device that I would see that call with to broadcast with right now because we're on the battery instead of on the.
Joseph seems to think that if you call him, he could help sort that out. I don't know how willing he is to be on the air with you, though.
He doesn't want to go on the air, as he said?
I don't know. Want me to put him on?
Yeah, please.
Hi, Joseph. You're on the air, actually, with Stephen. I hope that's not abrupt for you.
Joseph, is it okay to talk on the air? Would you mind talking to us on the air?
Well, it all depends on what we're going to be talking about. If we can talk some legal issues at this time, no. But
okay. Well, we don't have to talk legal issues, but you're certainly welcome to come down and talk to us, and you're certainly welcome to give your opinion about what's going on here. I mean,
if you're having trouble with the police department, I'd be glad to help that. So let me know.
Yeah, so is there any way you can make contact with the police department and ask them about this, and talk to them about it?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll see you guys in a little bit, okay?
Well, we're not going to be here if it's going to take you out 40 minutes. We might have to go by then. They might come and give us, they might come and usher us away. But we'll stick around until you get here, Joseph.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Thank you for calling, by the way. Hang up that call, Bobby. So as soon as the caller's done, just turn it down on the board and then turn it off on the console, and then you can turn the volume back up on the board because there's nothing there.
Oh, yeah. I think I should have pressed the issue a little more. He didn't. It was probably best that we just would have called him and off the show.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I asked you to call him. See, I told he can't. He called me, but he was talking to me, while during the break, and I couldn't take the call. I mean, it's the same device that I'm broadcasting with, so. I had to get him off the phone, but we're going to stick around here for at least 40 more minutes. We'll have to get somewhat ready to, go. I think get certain things ready to go just in case. But in any event, I think he's on his way down here. That's number one, and then number two, what was that? Jamie, can you get Jamie on the line? Can you try Jamie?
Yeah.
See if he's available by phone. He said he was going to be available in another 20 minutes. Let me see. He said he'd be back on the road in 20 minutes. Let me see about how long ago that was. That was, that was at 12:15, so it's 12:45. So he should be available. So is trying to call you now. So I just texted Jamie that the studio's trying to call him. If Eastern markets happen, though, I think we should just go down there and take advantage. We're not going to. There's no sense in fighting for a spot here that is where nobody's coming to at the moment. If there's a bunch of people down there, might as well gather the people that are down there. We are mobile, so if we have to, we could drive from parking lot to parking lot. They could chase us around like a French hen. As far as I'm concerned, we're going to do this, and you ain't stopping us, right? I mean, that's the game of the game. You want to play the chasey game? We'll play the chasey game. But I'll tell you what, I'll set up over there, and you're going to have to get another caller complaint to come and figure out what the hell's going on. You know, at some point, you're going to stop bothering me because I'm not going off the air, and I'm not going to stop collecting signatures for MiLegalize. It's not happening. He forced me off the air. He said, no, I need to talk to you now, da-da-da-da-da. Really? Yeah, and I'm not going to, I said, well, we're broadcasting. I'm on the air, so if you want to talk to me, I'm not going off the air because you want to talk. It's not happening. You know, you're not going to kick me off the air because you want to have a discussion with me or you want to make an inquiry. I don't have to talk to you at all. I don't have to say a word to you. Not one. So don't tell me that you need to talk to me and that I need to talk. That's not how that game goes. You want to talk to me, I'll give you my identification and you can be on your way.
You don't even have to give him that.
No, you got to present identification. Yeah, you do. In this state law that if a police officer asks you for identification, you must present it if you got it. Yes, you do. They have the right to arrest you and put you in jail until they can identify you.
If you're not breaking the law, you don't have to identify. They cannot come up and ask you who you are if you are not.
If I'm on that sidewalk and I'm in a public place, he can ask me who I am and ask for my ID, and I must present it to him. That's the law. I'm on private property though. So Bobby, are you there? Did you get a hold of Jamie?
No, we left a voicemail.
Nope. Try it again. He says he's ready. So try him again.
Okay. And again, our number is 844-420-TALK, right?
That's right, 844-420-TALK. If you want to call in, the number is 844-420-TALK. Don't give him that number and have him call. I want you to call him from the studio line. Can you call him? Make sure you call him. Don't ask him to call in. You call him.
How old are these?
I don't know.
They're probably a few days old, though. They're probably a few days old. If you want to...
Yeah, don't text him, Bobby. Do not text him and ask him to call. I want you to call him. And I don't want to tie up that 800 number. It costs money. That's for callers, not for guests. So we're still out here collecting signatures for MiLegalize. We're not going to stop. You want to run down here to 13 and Main in Royal Oak, we need to collect your signature while we're still here. We're slated to be here the rest of the day and to move in the morning, but we're going to move to Lansing in the morning because I'm not playing slap ass with the police here. I'm just not going to do it. They want to start a game of slap ass. I'm not into it. It's just the way it is. And that's my final word on it. I don't have to. I'm on private property. You don't need to engage me. You don't need to query me. I don't need to tell you anything other than who I am, and I don't even think you've got the right on private property to ask me who I am. My opinion. Is the audio still rolling, Bobby? We should be coming up on a commercial break.
Yeah, let me check. Yeah, right in about 30 seconds. I wonder if we can hear Jamie. I don't know how else to put him on other than push the buttons on the receiver.
Yeah. Just wait to do this after the commercial break. Tell Jamie to hang on. Jamie, if you can hear me, hang on through the commercial break. We'll be right back as the drama unfolds as we collect signatures for MiLegalize. With now the po-po stuffed up our butts here at 13 and Main in Royal Oak. We'll sort it out and get back to you in the details after this word from our fine sponsors on the Full Melt Show. Stand by, don't go away.
Your getting the full melt.
Promotional consideration provided by NoSmell.com, pioneering the storage market for cannabis users. The NoSmell patented bag technology offers users 100% smell-proof detection from even the most sophisticated of noses. NoSmell.com, so nobody knows. When placing your order for a no-smell bag, make sure to use discount code FULLMELT and take 10% off the entire order. Learn more about no-smell technology at NoSmell.com.
Young students are our future. They're eager to learn, eager to succeed, eager to make the world a better place. And they want to make it to school safely. Share the road, take care when passing, and always leave 3 feet between you and people on bikes. Bikes are legal road vehicles. We're all drivers.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
Imagine a world where patients can use marijuana like any other medicine. The Marijuana Patients Organization challenges the status quo by helping our neighbors to enjoy a better quality of life. Visit the MPO at marijuanapatients.org and enjoy informative articles, engaging debates, and information about treatments, doctors, and dispensaries in your area. Over 50,000 people have registered at marijuanapatients.org since 2010. Join us at the Marijuana Patients Organization today, marijuanapatients.org.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. Petpain.com. CBD relief for your pets.
Introducing Sacred Element, a place for natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Element. It's one place, all solutions.
Alternative healing services, specialists, natural and health goods.
Sacred Elements.
Classes and training, healing circles and group sessions.
Sacred Elements.
Belly dancing, yoga, meditation, and crafting.
Sacred Elements. Next to the Sweet Leaf, 400 South Door Highway, Flint.
11 to 7 daily, closed Sunday.
Call 810-259-2570. It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio show.
And welcome back to the Marathon broadcast to MiLegalize, Cannabis in 2016. We're gathering signatures in Royal Oak today. We've been gathering them since yesterday at 1 o'clock at this location after we held a press conference. And the media showed up, and some people reported on us and some people didn't. I think the only legitimate report that I actually saw get published was on Fox 2, and it was minimal, and it was in the morning, and they didn't show up to the press conference. And then I think the paper came out in a valiant attempt to report on the story, but it looks like the editors may have nixed the story. I don't know. And the only time the story would have mattered in the first place would have been yesterday and today. And the paper had ample time, I think, to publish both stories. I think they might have opted not to publish this story. I don't know why. I mean, I don't, and I'm not gonna be upset about it. I mean, it's just a story. It's just a news story. But it would seem smart that if you came out and took a picture and there's that somebody wrote a story, that you might publish the thing. Even at least maybe publish it if you didn't want to spend the money on putting it in the actual physical printed paper, because that space costs money. You could have just published it online. That space doesn't cost anything. It's already written. Just put the picture up in the story. I don't know. They didn't do it. So, in the meanwhile, we're getting ready to try not to move, but I just wanted to garner the experience and expertise of Jamie Lowell. Jamie, are you on the phone line there with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can definitely hear you. Can you hear me okay?
It's a little bit muffled, but you're soft and muffled as usual, but I can hear you.
Well, it depends on what somebody's doing to me, how soft and muffled I am. So, the truth of the matter is that the police were trying to get me all soft and muffly over here. Did you hear about that story yet?
No, what happened?
So, we're on the corner of 13 and Main in Royal Oak. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. You had that look on your face. No, we're good to go for now. Thank you, though. They're placing an order at the 7-Eleven across the street. We've been friends of both the pizzeria and the 7-Eleven since we started here.
Nice.
We've been here, and the police came by yesterday, and we had a friendly encounter. He's like, "Hey, what's going on here? What are you guys doing?" We told him what was going on. He's like, "Do you have permission from the property owner?" And I'm like, "Well, we've got like third party. Okay, it's not. I didn't talk to him directly, but the indication that I have through a third party person is that the people that own this property in Ohio have no problem with us being here for this duration for our purpose." And so he was like, "Do you have any written permission?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "What's the property owner's name?" And I'm like, "I don't know. We just made arrangements to like 4 different places. I don't remember them all offhand. I don't have them written down here." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He called me back later and said, "Oh, okay, I understand." But he didn't press us any further, and we didn't cause any problems. And then at some point today, somebody driving by here called the police. And so the policeman came, and one of our show producers, Brian, came in here, and he's like, "Hey, the policeman's out here, wants to talk to you." So I unplugged the phone, because I'm plugged into power here. I unplugged my portable broadcaster, and I walked out with the headphones on, and I'm like, "Look, I'm on the air right now, and I'm going to be on the air unless you want to talk to me during a commercial break. That's what's going on. If you want to talk to me, and this is with anybody, if it's somebody in the building here, if it's somebody walking up, if you want to talk to me, whatever you're saying, it's going to be on the air because I'm on the air." No, you're going to have to turn that off and this and that. I'm like, "No, I'm not turning off anything." And I handed it off to Brian, and I said, "Hey, can you cover for me for a minute while I have a discussion with the officer?" Now, in my first opinion, Jamie, and you're not a lawyer either, but in my first opinion, the only thing that this officer has the right to demand of me is my identification, and I don't have to say anything more to him beyond that. In my opinion, I don't have to say anything to him. Sealed lips. Here's my ID. This is my name. Have a good day, officer. I'm doing nothing illegal here. "Well, do you have permission to be here?" "I'm on private property." "Well, but I need to see your permission." "No, you don't need to see my. Did you get a call from the property owner?" "No, we got a call from somebody." "Well, I'm assuming that somebody didn't call you from Ohio." In my opinion, unless you've got a complaint from the property owner, we're going to. We deserve to remain put. We're just going to be here for a little while longer collecting signatures, and we're off to the next stop. We're a mobile broadcast and collection point. And so he's like, "Nope, if you don't have written permission, you're going to have to move, and we're not going to let you be here." And I just don't think that it's number one, and it's to me it's worth the fight. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight the police. But number two, I also don't want to just cave into the police because they think they can push their way around. Somebody called to complain. And I'm just assuming that it was a passerby that doesn't like the fact that we're collecting signatures to legalize marijuana. And we happen to be in Oakland County. Screw you. I don't care what you think. We're here conducting legal activity in a legal way without any problems. And so it's my opinion that we've got every right to stay here. I'm not going to do that, though. I think we're going to move along. I think we're going to move down to like the Eastern Market area and wrap up down there. There's some people down there. It's kind of busy. You might as well take advantage of the warmth and the activity in that area. I'm just going to be sitting here manhandled by the police. So that's what's going on. We're in a pack-down mode, but somebody's coming over here to offer legal assistance. He's like, "I'll get my lawyers over there on it for you." And I'm like, "I don't know. I mean..."
Hey, you got David Rudoy right in town, right there.
that's my. Maybe we should get David over here. Do you think David would come by and help us out? But here's the question:
As long as he is not absolutely occupied or committed to something else of great importance, I'm sure that he would help you out as much as he can. Yes.
Right. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to call David and see if we can't get David in on this.
Rudoy Law is located, right at like 4th and Main.
And he's a sponsor of the show. You know what? David's going to be mad David's going to be mad, I think, if I don't call him about this. Right. You're like, well, why didn't you call me, you idiot? I'm an attorney. I'm part of MiLegalize, and I sponsor your show. Hello, ring-a-ding-ding.
Yeah. And I'm located right in Royal Oak. Yeah.
Right, and I'm 3 feet away from you. What's wrong with you? How many dabs are you doing in that trailer? So,
yeah. Don't give the police any fuel to work with there, man.
Oh, that's okay. I don't think they know how to listen to us anyways. I don't think they're tuned in on their fine. Honestly, I think they're too stupid to figure out how to
they have it on, but it's all just a different language to them altogether.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they don't care what those hippies over there in front of Hippies Pizza got to say anyways. That's their opinion. Right. But he was just like, I'm just doing my job, and somebody called in, and so I'm responding to that call, and I'm like, yeah, but if it wasn't the property owner, did you talk to the property owner? Because it's my understanding they don't have a problem with us being here, and unless and until there's something that indicates they do have a problem with us being here, we have to assume that there's no problem with us being here. I'm on private property. Screw you. So I think I just want to throw that back in Royal Oak's face before I do leave. It would be nice to have an attorney come back and say, you know what, we don't have to move. And I wanted to get him to say that before we actually do move, because I don't want to be in a place where the police are going to be sticking their nose up my butt. I don't. It's antithetical to our cause, and it's the purpose and reason we're here in the first damn place.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, we're about to just hit we're not going to hit a break. This is just the top of the hour break. We're going to go back into the show. If you'll just bear with me, I do want to talk a little bit more about legalizing cannabis in Michigan, why it's important, what you've got going on in the fundraiser. Hang on at the top of the hour for the station identification. We'll be right back after this station identification break.
All right.
The Full Melt Show is a production of TFM Media. The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
It's the Full Melt Show.
Are you high? What are you talking about?
This is the Full Melt.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. FullMelt.com. Toll free. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
All right, we're back on the air here for yet another hour of our Marathon 8-day broadcast in Royal Oak at Main and... Main and 13 Mile, that's right. How can I forget 13 Mile? I can tell you how I could forget 13 Mile. It's looking at a guy in uniform with a baton and a pistol saying, you got to go. What? That's what I want to... What? I'm calling my lawyer. I'm going to stick put until I get my lawyer gets here. If you want to talk to me further, you can talk to my attorney. Thank you. So let's just back off from that a minute. I want to ask you, Jamie, tell us why this campaign is so important. Tell listeners why we need you to show up at a place like this and put your John Hancock on that signature page if you're a registered voter. Or we need you to go register to vote and then put your John Hancock on there. Why is that important?
Right. Sure. Hey, at this stage of the game, everything is about the signatures. And we're moving forward, but we've been through a lot of ebbs and flows with weird things happening. We were in the most bizarre predicament for a grassroots campaign in which a majority of the labor pool of signature collectors working with the companies that organize them and pay them and get paid by campaigns such as ours, essentially fled the area. And, I mean, it's a sign that there's a lot more ballot initiative type activity taking place around the country, a sign that there's a lot more of the citizenry using these civic recourses when they feel as though that their legislature is failing them. But there needs to be a lot more professional signature gatherers, because many went down to Florida where they were getting $5 to $8 a signature. And our professional signature gathering company was having a slowdown and having a hard time fulfilling its obligation for our account. And our volunteers are pouring in a lot of signatures, but we really need both to be running really well to pull it together. So every signature is like gold, and this is what it's all about. We need money. We'll need money throughout the entire campaign, but we actually have some money, and we're waiting for these guys to get back from Florida so that we can really pour it on thick. We're going to go into January and February as it is collecting signatures, but everything is based around the signature and getting enough to get on the ballot. So it's the signature is everything of the campaign right now.
I guess for the rest of the time while we're here in the Detroit area, I don't know if I know you got some Facebook pulled, you got some Facebook followers, and some people who follow you on social media. Can you please direct them to this broadcast so that the people in the Detroit area who've not signed the petition yet tune into us so that they know where we're at? Right now, we're being goose chased by the coppers. It's the Keystone Cops. I'm pretty sure it is. But you can tell it's the Keystone Cops because that crazy piano music starts playing when they come nearby. But in any event, I don't have any time for clowns and buffoons in uniform. I don't. And frankly, I think what they're doing is clownish and buffoonery if they are wasting Royal Oak taxpayer dollars on chasing us off of private property without a complaint from the damn property owner. I mean, there's another guy over there with a stupid, like a whole tree trimming truck and plumbing service or something over there. He's got a trailer and some equipment on it and a bunch of stuff on the back of a flatbed. It's a big commercial vehicle. He's parked in here. He's been all over here. Nobody said boo to him about being there. So, nobody said anything to the other cars that are out on the lot here. They're not chasing other cars off the lot here. Why do they care about us? Oh, because we're gathering signatures. Then he had the gall to tell me, this is what the cop told me, and I checked him on it as he started to walk away as I was telling him. I said, no. He said, listen, because I said, well, we'll start packing up, but because he goes, I'm gonna roll by here in a half an hour if you're still here, da-da-da-da-da. I said, just wait a minute. I said, how about we set expectations realistically? I said, it took us several hours to set up here. You're not going to come by and pester me because I'm not torn down in a half an hour. It ain't happening. It took some time to set up. It'll take us some time to set down, have that expectation. But then he's like, okay, well, you can't be out there, on the street corner, waving signs around and stuff. I said, bullshit. Don't tell me that. I told him that. I said, bullshit. I said, that's public property, and this is a legally allowable political activity. You got no business telling somebody on the street corner with a sign that is collecting signatures to go away. You don't have that authority. I said, and besides, those guys are volunteers. They can do as they please. I don't have any control or influence over them. And he said, oh, okay. Well, then you do that on the sidewalk side then. And I said, well, that's right. You're not going to tell me I'm not going to be on the sidewalk. But he was going to tell us you can't be out there on the corner collecting signatures and waving signs around. Bullshit. So,
well, sometimes they like to posture to scare people off, knowing that they really don't have the legal grounds to do that.
He now knows that he's got somebody who's very knowing of civil law and where his authority ends and where my rights begin. So that's what that comes down to. And I'm just going to underscore that with a little attorney action. So I think I'm going to call and see if we can't get Mr. Rudoy. Fingers crossed that he is.
At least call him and set him up, and so if he's ready for you to give him the word.
What's that?
At least call him and tell him what's going on and prepare him for the possibility that you might have to.
I got one problem with doing that. All I can do is text. I can't call. I'm on the air.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Please do. Can you text him and say, hey, can you go over where Steve's at and see if you can help him out?
I will.
That would be appreciative, because the next time I see that guy, I'd like to just hand him off to Mr. Rudoy and let him talk to him for a couple minutes.
So to me, this makes these signatures even more valuable. It's in the face of this type of just kind of baseless opposition.
Look,
This
we have
cop
people
and
coming
some
up here
people
signing
just
the
don't like
petition
the
as the
idea of
officers
it.
trying to kick us out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
so in
signing
the face
petition.
of that, you're still sitting there getting signatures, man. You know, that makes these even more valuable.
Yeah, but from a practical standpoint, it has no more value than any other signature. We need to get as many as we can.
We do, but I really appreciate it that that it has the extra weight of opposition gathering those things right there. And you're
Yeah,
still doing
look,
it.
we're in the heart of Oakland County, and as far as I'm concerned, I'll just say this: I don't care if the Royal Oak Police are listening or not. They can suck my ass. I mean, we're out here doing a legal thing, and unless there's a private property owner that is giving you explicit information that we're doing something against his will on his property, you got no business sticking your nose in over here and causing a fluster. It ain't happening.
Hey,
I'm not getting
in your anger, when you ask the law enforcement to suck your ass, you get to express your disdain for what they're doing and expose a fantasy at the same time. That's pretty cool. That's why people say that.
Look, I have no fantasy with men in uniform. Well, it depends. It depends on if they're carrying any packages. If they have a big enough package, that might be a change. I don't know. I haven't been placed in that scenario yet, so don't tempt me.
Hey, but man, I really do appreciate it. That's tough. Not a lot of people, want to take the energy, even though if they really believe it, to really challenge that kind of authority when it comes around. And that's
Look, I did it in
very
Lakewood,
much
Ohio.
appreciated.
I did it in Cleveland, Ohio. I did it in Detroit, Michigan. I did it in Livingston County, and I've done it in Oakland County successfully to the point at which I had to sue the police to get them to shut the hell up and go away. And you know what? They did.
So we're picking that up. And
I have no problem with wrestling with the Royal Oak Police. I'm just not going to do it in cuffs. I didn't do anything illegal, and you're not going to make me do anything illegal because if you're coming around here and pestering me to get off this corner, it's going to be a slow, arduous process.
Maybe it should be quicker.
And there may be an attorney that speaks in my stead.
Situation and just skedaddle.
What are you talking about? You're a board operator. You have nothing to say about this, Robert.
All right.
Are you just saying, Robert gets squirrely around police? He's like, I don't know, the police are there. They're going to crawl up your butt. I know you're going to come inside, and you're just going to be a policeman in Steve's skin.
Oh, you guys are definitely getting felonies for this at this point. You can count on at least 30 years. Might as well just start getting your affairs in order right now.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to crawl up inside me, you better wear me well. That's all I got to say. So, well, Jamie, I thank you for taking are you still out Traverse City way? Is that where you're still up there that way?
No, I'm on my way back. I just stopped in Cadillac and hung out with Don Kushmiter and gave him back some of the banners and signage and things like that he let us use last night. We had a fun time, raised a few bucks, raised about $1,500, which is matched.
Oh, that's great. Listen, I had to ask you, we got this tiny little banner out here. We had a 27-foot travel trailer, and we got a banner the size of a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, at least I secured that banner for you. Is that the one that David brought you?
Yeah, that's the one that David gave us. People are saying we didn't know what you were out here doing. They didn't know. So they started making handmade signs with pot leaves and stuff on them, and I just didn't think that was necessarily the right thing to do.
No, I mean, that gives people like that cop, even though it shouldn't, it gives people like that cop a little bit more to work with. People have been talking about these signs, that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah, so I just, it may have been what got somebody to complain. They're walking around with pot leaves on the corner. You know what? There's a pot leaf on 100,000 T-shirts. Go to Kmart and tell them to take them out.
Well, we both know that stuff doesn't necessarily have to make sense. Just get used as fuel for the...
Yeah, but it's there has to be a fire for fuel to work with, and there's no fire, so save the fuel. So,
right. Well, I mean, somebody like yourself is not giving down. You're challenging their stance, and they are not right, so they don't really have much to rely on.
Look, don't you have some guy that's speeding? I saw there was a fire out here this morning. Don't you have something else to do than pester somebody that hasn't been complained about by the property owner that's there? If we're doing something illegal, that would be one thing. Nothing illegal is going on here. We're collecting signatures in a politically astute way.
Steve,
got no
they
business.
had to respond to the complaint.
Here, let me be the first one to beat you over the head with the scenario that you should probably not fight the issue of he didn't want to leave. It's not very.
Yeah, no, I will fight it because there's no authority on which they can chase me out of here. Zero authority.
The words that we are saying to you that you should leave instead of staying.
Yeah, no, I'm saying they got no authority to tell me to go unless the property owner gives them that authority. That's what I'm saying.
Fine, please.
So, I'm gonna throw an attorney in there.
Hey, you guys,
that's what I'm gonna
was
do.
the cop that intimidating? Or was the cop saying stuff like, what was he threatening if you don't leave? What was he saying?
He said, if I come back around here and find that you're still here, you got to go. If I come back around here and find that you're still here in like a half an hour, I'm like, look, let's just set reasonable expectations. It took us several hours to set up here. It's not going to take us any less time. It'll probably take us more time to tear back down. So,
all right,
you can roll by. Anyway. You can roll back by in half an hour, but you can expect that we're still going to be here. Let's just have some reasonable expectations about this. Listen, we're going off to break. Jamie, I thank you for calling and being on the phone with us. I'm going to move along and see if we can't get David Rudoy in here at the RudoyLaw.com to help sort this out for us. Just if nothing else, to say something at the conference before we roll off to the Eastern Market and get more signatures. Bobby, turn the call off. You got to take the call off. Good Lord. Back after the break.
You're getting the full melt.
Promotional consideration provided by NoSmell.com, pioneering the storage market for cannabis users. The NoSmell patented bag technology offers users 100% smell-proof detection from even the most sophisticated of noses. NoSmell.com, so nobody knows. When placing your order for a NoSmell bag, make sure to use discount code FULLMELT and take 10% off the entire order. Learn more about NoSmell technology at NoSmell.com.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Canalock.com. Visit Canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
We ask people to tell us something that happened in their past and something that might happen in their future. The good things were put on yellow magnets and the bad ones on blue. The results show the past was a pretty even mix of good and bad, yet the future was almost all good things. Now that you've seen the results of this experiment, what does it mean to you?
We all want to think about positive stuff.
Realistically, there will be downtimes.
It's great to think optimistically, but let's plan for whatever the future might bring.
Prudential, bring your challenges.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
All right, we're back here at 13 in Main and Royal Oak in front of Hippie's Pizza in a little parking lot right in a visible corner in Royal Oak. And we've gained the ire of the Royal Oak Police, and I don't know why. I've done nothing to throw any mud in your eye, Royal Oak Police. In fact, I even gave credit on air yesterday to the friendly officer who stopped by and was very, I would say, personable with us. What a nice guy. And I'm not saying that because he didn't take action. I'm just saying it because he was just a nice guy. He came up as an officer I would expect to talk. He rolled up. First off, he didn't get out of his car and get all, square with me in position, like stand in a staunch position, like saying, threatening, like an official position. He rolled up in his car, asked us to come out and talk to him. I came out and talked to him through the window. I was on the air at the time. He didn't have any problem with me because I was on the air at the time. He was querying me. I'm doing my thing. If you want to talk to me, I'm on the air. If you must talk to me, I don't have to agree to do it at all. I don't have to talk to you at all. Let's just get that straight. So I was kind enough, after this guy got out of his car, this new guy that came by yet today on a complaint, this time on a complaint. The other guy was just like rolling by to see what's going on and ask us about what's happening and if we're doing this with permission, in other words. And I said yes, that as far as I know, we've got
the property owners that own this little square in Ohio have no issue with us being here for the amount of time that we're going to be here and doing what we're doing. We're just gathering signatures for a petition drive. And so, yesterday he didn't have any problem with that. He called me back and he's like, do you have the property owner's name? And I'm like, I don't. I can honestly tell you I don't. I know they're in Ohio, and I know that they've given indication that they don't care that we're here. So that being said, I don't have written permission, and I don't think I need to show it to you. It's not like I need to pull a permit. If I was selling goods and there was an ordinance about selling goods on private property and you got to get a permit, I'll get a permit. But there's no permit required to collect signatures in a political campaign at all. None. Zero. Not selling anything. I'm not a traveling salesman. The only thing I'm selling is freedom from police. That's what I'm selling. So, and so maybe you don't like that message. Maybe somebody else that drove by doesn't like that message and you're just responding to it. But you've got no business querying me beyond, here's my identification, and is everything okay here? And once beyond that, you should leave. You should go. Because what we're doing is not illegal in any way. And don't you dare tell me that I'm not allowed to stand on the street corner with my signs collecting signatures, because that's exactly what I'll frickin' do. You understand me? I'm not going to let police, authority figures, go beyond the badge authority that they are besmirching by going beyond their authority and ordering people to do things. Look, I'm the authority. I whatever I say goes. It doesn't work like that. You have to work within the bounds of the law.
It'd be great if we had written permission.
It doesn't matter. We don't need written permission here. We don't.
We don't have regular permission.
We do. We've got an okay from the property owner. We don't have to give them written permission at all. I lost the call for a second. Sorry, somebody was trying to call the phone. I should put the phone in airport mode is what I should do. If I go in airplane mode, I don't think it'll let me call on Skype, though.
Probably not.
What? Airplane mode doesn't work?
I don't think so.
Well, it'll shut off the phone, but I think it'll shut off other stuff, too. So, try to see if I can get Rudoy along. Uh-oh, I got some text back. What is nothing? So,
I tried calling on airplane mode. It said turn off airplane mode.
So,
Yes.
So I'm just texting with the attorney right now, and the attorney tells me, look, if I said, so I'm texting right now, and the attorney tells me exactly the same thing that I said. I don't have to show you a damn thing. So he's saying that oral permission works just the same. He says you don't need written permission. That's not true. If you're on private property, they don't have the authority to make you leave. The property owner is the only one with the authority to tell the police, I don't want these people here, please make them go. And unless and until they've got that, they need to shut the hell up. They need to just check themselves. I can understand if there was some reasonable suspicion that something illegal was going on here, that we were breaking some law. But there's not. There's clearly not. We're not tenanting here. We're not living here. We're not even really camping out here. We're just at this location for a period of time, for a couple of days, rotating things out so that there's ample workforce taking care of this broadcast. So David's asking me to call him. I can't really call David. I'm on the air. See. How can we broadcast?
The call? He wants me to call him, and I'm like, I can't call him. I can't go off the air. Yeah, but I can't go off the air. I could call him from your phone, but I'm still on the air. People would still hear my half of the conversation.
Why doesn't he call the show?
So I'm telling him I can have the studio add you to the air so you can talk to me. So, yeah, I think it's important. And Bobby's vote is just go, Steve, go while you can. Get leave before they're going to put you in cuffs. They're not going to put me in cuffs. I'll have Bobby call you. So, Robert, can you do me a favor? Can you hear me, Bobby? Robert, are you there? Can I get you, Robert? You probably screening a call? You might be screening a call. Hang on. I got to see if I can share the contact with Robert. So I'm sending this to the studio board now so that he's got our contact information. Oh, I can't send. I got to send it to his nickname. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Oh, David says he's here. Oh, hang on. Robert, are you there?
Yes.
All right, are you on the phone?
No.
Okay, he's tried calling in 3 times now already.
I haven't heard anything.
You're not going to hear it. You can only see it on the screen. You have to pay attention, Robert. You have to look. You can't look off elsewhere and just listen for stuff. You got to look at what's going on.
Well, that's ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous. It's how the studio works. It's how all studios work.
So I can't see in the other room.
You don't need to go in the other room. What about the phone that's right? What about the screen that's right next to you?
That's the on-air one, I thought.
No, that's the screen on the right. Okay, just do me a favor.
Okay.
I texted you David's number.
Okay.
Can you call him on the studio line?
Yeah, what's his last name? Is it Pennell? Hello?
Hang on. I'm texting David at the same time. Just call David. So, do you know how to do it?
Yeah.
No?
What's his last name?
Rudoy.
Rudoy? Okay.
Hang on. He's calling you now. So I said, hang on, Robert's handling the studio. He's calling you now. So, yeah, you got to pay attention to those phone lines, Bobby. I'll get you back in after we talk to him. So, because if you don't pay attention to people are calling in, and a whole purpose of having you there to answer those calls, it's not going to ring, dude. It's not going to ring. You got to look on the screen. That's the only way you can tell people are calling. It doesn't ring for a reason. It's in a studio. Good Lord. So, yeah. Here we go. So it's 1:30 in the afternoon. You're listening, and we got about 3 or 4 minutes before we hit commercial break, maybe 5 minutes. So we're just going to get David on the line, and we're going to end up going to break. But in the meanwhile, I mean, I don't know where he's at. He might be out and about. You know, it is a weekend day. I'm hoping he's here in town because I'm hoping he'll come by and stop and say what's going on. But it would be smart to have David, who is a local attorney in the Royal Oak area. I mean, his practice is headquartered in Royal Oak. And he happens to be an advertiser on the show, so he's a sponsor, and then he's also a board member at MiLegalize. I can't think of anybody more qualified than David to respond to this request to move. So are we there? I'm a little blind to what's going on in the studio right now. So,
I still don't see anybody calling in.
No, Bobby, you're calling David. I texted you the number. Call David, dude. What is wrong with you?
Because I didn't receive that either, Steve. Was my point before you?
Why would you
had an outburst?
You gotta hurry up and call him, dude. He's in a meeting. He can't screw around. Call the number. Put him on the air, please. That's what you're there for. I wouldn't text you his number and expect he was calling in. Why would I do that? I'm sitting here waiting for Robert, and I'm sorry, I'm not upset with you, Robert. I'm just surprised that you don't understand what I'm asking you to do. I texted you his number. I thought you were calling him. That was the whole purpose of texting you the number. He's tried calling in, but you're not answering the phone. He's in a meeting. Apparently, David's in a meeting. I don't know if he's in a client meeting or in something else. He's like, you got to hurry up and call me. So, dude, by the time I'm gonna need you to blow off the break, dude. I'm gonna need you to stop that audio when we get David on because he's not gonna have time to wait through the break. Because we're going to be about 32 or 33 minutes after when the break hits. And we're not going to have enough time to talk to David. He's in a meeting. I don't know if he's with a client or if he's in some other business meeting, but it is a meeting. Hello? Are we there? I'm hoping we it's got to be awfully confusing for Robert because it is a mess in there. Wrong one. Do you wait a minute, Robert. Hey! Turn that off. So, can you turn on the microphone, Robert? Do you have David on the phone?
I did.
And he's gone now?
I have no idea. You started yelling when I was putting him on.
Well, yeah, you didn't put the right thing on the air. I'm getting beep, 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 and dial tone at the same time. It sounds like you got two lines on.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Do you know what you're doing there, dude? Do you know how to put him on? You did it. No problem with Jamie. Is he on the line or is he gone? Okay, he's gonna. Put those lines back up, Bobby. Put them. Yeah, I don't know what happened. So get those lines off the thing. Turn the volume up, but turn them off. You got to turn them off on the thing. Shut them off on the board. You know the red lights or the phone buttons. Turn them up, but then turn them off on the. You've got them on. You can't have them on when there's nobody there. Somehow you disconnected him. All right, I'm just going to ask him to call the studio line. Can you pay attention to the studio line and just answer the call, Robert? Yes. Can we do that? I don't know. He might be trying to call him back. It's so painful. It's so painful. It's extremely painful. Do we got him back? Oh, here we got a knock. Hello.
Hey, Steve here?
Yes.
I'm Joe.
Joe.
What'd they say to you?
We're on the air still.
Okay.
I am broadcasting. They said you got to go if you don't have written permission. And I just talked to David, and he's saying no, but I'm trying to get him on the air, but Bobby's not doing a very good job of getting him on the air. We're about to hit the commercial break, Robert.
Wait a minute. Not doing a very good job. Why?
No, you're not getting him on the air. He's sitting around in a client meeting trying to get on the air. He's done it 3 times.
Well, we've been listening to you barrage the situation, and it hasn't worked. Maybe Shazoo, by the way.
He said he took a break in his meeting. He's trying to help.
Listening to you.
Are you calling him? Did you call him again?
Your belligerence.
I'm not being belligerent. I'm being upset because I'm having a hard time getting.
And note, it has not affected the outcome in any positive way. All you've done is yell at me.
I'm going to be upset if you don't know what you're doing, because that's what we need you to do, is know what you're doing. We have no problem with Jamie. Is there something different with Jamie and David? Because you turn the music off. Turn it off. Stop the audio. Stop the audio. Thank you. Because we don't have time for this break. So you just have to redo the audio when it's playing right. I knew we were going to hit the break and not have them on. It says, what do you want me to do? No one is answering. You gotta answer the phone, Robert. Is the computer screen on your right up or not? Did you turn all the computers back on?
Yes.
Okay. So can you see when somebody's trying to call? Are you looking at the screen? You got to watch the screen.
Okay, I'll be periodically glancing at the other.
No, you got to watch it all the time. All the time you need to look at that screen and make sure nobody's trying to call in. That's the whole purpose of you being there, is to take those calls. You understand? Not yelling at you. I'm just saying that's the whole reason. You can't just lackadaisically not look at that screen. It's got to be in your foresight.
So how are we fixing this situation?
If you don't know how to call him, that's what I need you to do, is call him and put him on the air.
So
do you not know how to do that? I'm asking you. I'm just asking you. Is this something you're clear about how to do or not? Because you see, no problem with Jamie, but now David's an issue.
Well, no, it's very, very, very simple thing to do.
So can you call him and put him back on the air? Like, first off, before you do that, turn the sound up on both those. I want to make sure that there's no dial tone or noise. Put him. Yeah, see, you got to turn that other thing off. You got to turn that switch off. That's why you can't call. It's off the hook. So put it back up, turn it back up, and then find a way to shut it off on the thing. Did you push the button to make it go off?
Yeah, that's the guest line.
Yeah, call him on the guest line. That's the whole thing. Pick up the guest phone now, make the phone call to him, and then push the other button that you just pushed to turn it off to turn it back on.
Line on the caller line.
What's that?
He's already on the caller line.
You got him on there now?
Well, yeah, I have for a while. We've been discussing this. He's been on hold.
So push the button and put him on the air.
I do, Steve. This is the sound we get when I try to push the button and put him on air. It's a dial tone for some reason. That's the correct line.
Yeah, that's not the right line. Turn it off. You clearly don't know what you're doing.
I'll have to recall him or something, right?
No, he's on. I thought you said he was already on the phone, Robert. You just told me he's on the phone.
He was?
He was, but that doesn't mean he still is. You see, there's a difference between was and is. You're killing me, dude. You're killing me, Robert. So pick up that phone and call his number. Please. Pick up the guest line and call him now that you've got a dial tone. There should be a dial tone on there now. Pick him up, call the number.
Okay, let me call him on the guest line then, yes.
Please, please, please. So and then once you've got him, all you've got to do to put him on the air is push that button, the other button that made the beep, 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 beep go off. Push the other button, and that will put his call on the air after you're done talking to him. But honestly, I would rather nail my penis to a 2x4 than have this conversation right now. It would be more comforting, frankly. It would be less painful. Okay, here we go. It is 1:38 in the afternoon. You're listening to the MiLegalize broadcast. It's not their broadcast. I'm broadcasting. The show is broadcasting. The Full Melt Show is broadcasting because we're holding a marathon to collect signatures for MiLegalize to get marijuana legalized in 2016 in Michigan. And we're going to keep doing this 24 hours a day, 7 days more. Oh, he's killing me. Something's not right, Robert. He's just not clear on the phones. I don't think he gets the phones yet.
Well, of course I don't get the phones. Not only has it already been more than a full day, this is a really complex and, might I say, messy.
All right, do you have David on the phone?
No, I don't have a dial tone to the guest phone. I don't know what that means. I turned on the buttons.
All right, turn the sound back up, Robert. Turn the sound back up on the board. Is it still going beep, 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 beep?
Yes.
Yeah, you've got, that's why. Push the other button, dude. Okay, top rack, the top equipment, push the off button. You've got it on, and there's nobody there.
No,
That's why
there's no buttons on that one.
Okay, yes, there is. It's the top row of buttons on it's okay. The 2 units to your right, underneath the computer screen on your right, there's 2 phone units. The top one has an on and an off button on the right-hand side. You see them? Push the button that says off.
Okay.
Now turn that volume back up. Make sure the beeping went away. Did it go away?
Yes.
Okay, now pick up the phone and dial him out. You got a dial tone now. Good Lord, I can't believe that was that hard. Now, when you get him on the phone, then push the other button to put it back on the air. Do it right away, please.
Yeah, this is one crappy way to spend some overtime.
It's a crappy way to spend overtime. No, it's just you're training on the job. It's partly my fault because I thought you were clear. This is why we had a practice session. I knew you could get the computers up and running, but you got to pay attention to those phones and that audio. That's the whole purpose you're there. We know we can keep if I got to get the computers running, I can get them running. I just can't do them without. It's got to be logged on first. So if the power goes out, you got to be there to log on, and then I can take it over from here if I wanted to. So you got him on the phone. Just stay on the line. Just stay on the mic with me, Bobby, as you're calling him. So we're just trying to get David on the phone here. So it sounds like he might have the guy on the phone. I can tell there's something going on where I can tell he might be on the phone. Can I just pray that David's on the line? Oh, good Lord.
All right, your talking point is back on air.
All right, so did you...
Hello?
Hey, David, now we finally got the buttons pushed. Very simple. Remember that process, Robert, and it'll go smoothly from here forward. When David's done, you got to push that. You can't just turn the volume off. You got to push the button to take him off so that it hangs up the line. The button you made the beep beep go away with, you need to push that button again after David's off the phone. So, David, I'm sorry. I know we've interrupted a meeting here with you. I'm sorry it took me so long to get you on the air. It's been about 10 minutes. I apologize. Listen, what question do you have for me, or what can I tell you to help us?
Okay, so what's going on? Why are the police telling you have to leave?
Because he's the first guy yesterday. A Royal Oak police officer rolled by, and I think he just rolled by and saw us here and stopped to ask what's going on and just confirm that we're all cool. And he did that. He was a very friendly guy, and he was just like da-da-da-da-da. He didn't even get out of his car. I was on the air on the portable phone. He asked me to come out and talk to him, so I did. And he was in his truck, and I just leaned into his passenger window and talked to him. And he had no problem talking to me while I was doing what I was doing, asked me some questions, and then rolled out of here. And then a little while later called me back because he just asked if we had permission to be here. And I said yes. And he's like, all right then. Well, I'm just making sure. And then later he called me back and he says, hey, do you know the property owner's name? What's their names? And I'm like, I don't know. I did this with 4 different sets of people. There's a bunch of names in I don't know. I don't have it written down and it's not here with me. And he's like, oh, okay, all right. He's like, well, I understand then. And he seemed a little bit disappointed, but he didn't press us further and he didn't come back. Today, a Royal Oak police officer comes and stops Brian. Now, I'm in the trailer broadcasting, and stops our producer and says, hey, what did he say, Brian? What did he say when he came up to you?
He said, do you have written permission to be here?
Yeah, that's it. That's the first thing he asked is, do you have written permission to be here? And
you don't need written permission.
That's what I said. So Brian came to the trailer and he said, look, the police officer wants to talk to you. Can you come outside and talk to him? So I did, and I said, listen, I'm on the air right now. I'm on a marathon broadcast. I can't go off the air. And he's like, no, I'm not going to talk to you, and I'm not going to be on the air on anything. He was really cross with me right away. And then I said, okay, well, I asked Brian to take over. I said, can you and Bobby just banter for a minute, have a conversation while I step aside and talk to this officer to make him feel better? And he's like, sure. So I stepped off. We stepped behind the trailer, and they were away from the broadcast equipment. And he's like,
He's like, do you have some identification? I'm like, sure. I said, I just have the paper ID right now. I'm waiting for the picture one to come back in the mail. So I gave him my paper ID, and he's like, all right. And he's like, do you have written permission to be here? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, you got to go then. He put his pen down. He stopped writing stuff down. He just put his pen back. And he says, well, you got to go then. And I'm like, I don't think so. I said, we've got permission to be here. It's just not in writing. Why does it got to be in writing? Oh, well, so we can see it. I said, I don't think we don't have to make.
That's not true.
That's not true at all. I know
unless there's a complaint from the property owner.
It was exactly. There was no. I said, do you have a complaint from the property owner?
So are they still there?
They're not sitting here now, but he's going to be rolling by at some point and telling us we got to go. You guys have been tinkering around long enough. I told you got to go.
You just tell him, tell me what statute says that I have to leave or I have to have written permission to be here, because all the statute says is permission.
Right. Is it statute or is it ordinance?
Permission, you are not trespassing.
Wait a minute. Is it statute? Is it statute or ordinance?
Well, ordinance. I'm sorry. I mean, an ordinance is a statute essentially, but anyways, minutia.
Right.
The Royal Oak Ordinance for trespass requires only that you were not given permission, or you were given permission and that permission was then revoked.
Okay.
So if neither of those things have happened, you are not trespassing.
Correct. And in the event that we were trespassing, it's not marked anyways, right? And so they could give us a warning and make us leave, but we're not. He didn't say anything about trespass. He just said, if you don't have written permission from the property owner to show me now, you got to go. So,
which is just not true. He does not. You have permission to be on this property. So unless he can point to, just ask him the next time, can you please tell me what law you are kicking me off this property under?
Right.
And he will not be able to point to any law because written permission is not required.
Right. Here's the thing. I can make that argument to him, and I will make that argument to him if I see him again. But I don't have a law degree, and I don't have a badge. So he's going to just do what he wants to do anyways. He might at that point spin me around and put cuffs on me.
You say, I'm willing to leave, okay? I will not, this is key, I'm not going to ignore a lawful order. Please show me where in the law it says I have to have written permission.
Right. So,
okay, if he gives you a lawful order, you follow it, because then they'll try and charge you with, resisting or obstructing or something like that.
Right.
We don't want to have to deal with that issue, okay?
Right.
At that point, you start shutting down and call me. I'm in meetings all afternoon. I scheduled meetings 1 through 6 today. So I'm taking a break from one of my clients right now, but I'll drive up there if it's an emergency.
Well, the thing is that by the time the emergency would take place, if you're not here, he's just going to do what he's going to do in absence of your presence. So I'm just going to start packing down because I don't see an answer around this that doesn't involve me being in cuffs. I mean, I really don't.
I mean, if it were me, I would wait for him to come back. If you have a place to go, start packing up. Fine. I mean,
well, we don't have an official place to go, but we've got a place where we can gather signatures, and that is our goal. Rather than being tied up with police and not collecting signatures, I'd rather be collecting signatures where people are and not having an issue with police. So I think that's the best interest. I think that's the best interest of the overall campaign. I just would like to leave. I don't know if there's any possible way you can call the Royal Oak Police Department on our behalf and tell them, look, here's the deal, and kind of make some communication with them that says, hey, we know what we're doing.
13 Rochester.
Yeah, we're at 13. We're 13 in Maine, right in front of Hippie's Pizza. 13 in Maine.
I'll try calling them. Do you know the name of the officer that told you have to leave?
He gave me his first name, and I'm horrible with names, David. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I'll try and call and try and get to the bottom of it. I don't think they have the right to tell you you can't be there.
I think so as well.
I'm very
unless the property owners call and complain about us, I don't think they got any right to.
I fought and won on these same sort of issues in the Royal Oak trespassing ordinance, so I'm very familiar with it. And permission's all that's required, not written permission.
Right.
So I just would like them to get that message that we're going to go ahead and comply because we don't want any issues with the police, but that we're doing it in defiance of the fact that they don't have the authority to ask us to go.
Yeah, they really don't. So I don't know what he would do. I don't think he has the right to arrest you, but you know,
I ain't trying to wear jail clothes over collecting signatures. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that's probably not a bad plan. If you have somewhere to go, just go there. But you know,
I would just like some
I
official.
still strongly disagree with
feedback
their
from the
right. I
police
wish I didn't have meetings scheduled all afternoon because I have obligations to people here at the office.
I understand.
Or else I would drive up there and wait for him to come back. You know.
Right. No, I get you. All right. Well, so our plan is to just move along then, and we're going to just marshal on with our original plan, which is collect signatures at all costs. That's our what is that mission statement, and that's what we're going to carry forth.
All right. Well, we thank you from MiLegalize for your hard effort and work and keeping that goal in mind. I'm sorry that I can't drive up there right now. And wait for him to pretend. You know, if he was there right now, I would probably just leave and drive up and talk to him. But we don't know when he's coming back. You know.
Right. Well, it might even be advantageous to arrange a meeting, just to call the Royal Oak Police and say, "Hey, could you come on out here and we'll just have this talk? We'll just arrange the conversation." That might be available too.
I'll give it a try. But I'm not. You know, I have a feeling that whoever I talk to in dispatch is going to have no idea what I'm talking about.
Right. I have a feeling you're right, David. We're both educated in that arena.
It's just a random cop coming around telling you what he thinks you are allowed to do because he doesn't like MiLegalize, which is bullshit. And makes me pretty angry. But if you have somewhere good to go, I say, you know, that's fine too.
All right, I think we're just going to marshal on down to the Eastern Market area while there's a lot of population we can call signatures from. That is our goal. That's what we'll do.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you so much, David. Please call them and just tell them that, hey, you don't have the authority or the right to tell us to go, but we're just going to give you that message back and move along anyway because we don't like you.
Well, I'll see if I can find anything out, and I'll, you know, text you or call you and let you know if I can talk to anybody who actually knows what's going on.
Thank you so much, David. I appreciate your help. This is David Radoy at RadoyLaw.com. He's a great advertiser on our program and also a supporter of the cause and a board member of MiLegalize. I thank you for your time. Go back to your clients. I appreciate you.
All right. I'll be calling Royal Oak right now.
Thank you so much.
All right.
So now, Dave, Bobby, you're gonna now that David's off the line, you turn the volume down and then push that button so it takes and then confirm that you've turned it off by picking up the phone and making sure there's a dial tone there. Are you there, brother, Bob?
Jace, down, Jace.
Of course.
Jace. There. Okay. So turn the volume down and then turn him off and then pick up that phone. Make sure you got a dial tone.
You want me to pick up the phone now?
Pick up the phone, make sure it's a dial tone so you know it's off. That's the only way you can know that you've turned it off is that you've got a dial tone on that phone. If it's still on, you won't get a dial tone or any noise.
Okay. Situation fixed.
Yes, so you got a dial tone, I take it. I'm assuming you get a dial tone, yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, all right. So, so that is the thing. I think if I'm waiting for 8% more battery, and then we can move. So if you want to, hey Brian, do you want to do the things that are necessary? Do we crank down and we get all the pads and stuff?
No, we got to be out of here.
You got to be out first. You got to be out of the trailer.
Yeah, we got to get it done inside, and then that's my stuff.
You have to be done inside before we can
do that. Okay, I got you. So I'm gonna wait until this 8% charges up the rest of the battery, and it's 92% now. We got another. Oh, he's just turning around. It's at 92%. I just want it to go to 100%, and then it's only a couple more minutes, and then we'll get mobile, and we'll just do the broadcasting from the.
Where are you leaving to after this?
We're gonna go down to the Eastern Market area, right? Did you say there's a lot of people? Where's all the people? What's going on down there? Just a lot of people milling about.
Eastern Market.
Okay, I guess we're just going down to the Eastern Market area and park somewhere and make the best of it.
You know what Eastern Market is.
Yeah, I know where Eastern Market's at.
I mean, you know what it is. There's people.
No, I know, but sometimes it's not. Not all those barns are open. There's limited activity. Sometimes it's a lot more, and sometimes a lot less. And I'm unfamiliar with that schedule. So if there's a lot of people down there, then we ought to go down there and collect those signatures. The dog is 2. He's a foster dog. I'm fostering him for Chained Inc. He was chained to a short chain for the first part of his life. His whole first year of life was just chained to a small chain in the backyard. The organization is an outreach organization. They try to get animals off the chains. They try to work with the property owner to erect a fence, to let them run around in the backyard in the fence if you're not going to let them come inside. And then if they won't let them do that and they can't talk to them, then bringing the dog in. Sometimes they'll try to talk them into surrendering the dog, which they did. They're not a rescue. I'm a foster, so I'll foster him. So they're paying for his fostering. They're covering his meds. I can't afford a dog like this. But they're paying for his meds and anything that he's got to do with the vet and his food. He's got a birth defect in his shoulder. So he does have a little bit of discomfort there sometimes when he goes on for a run, if you go up for a big run. But anyways, the dog is an awesome dog. He does have some skittish issues because he hasn't been cared for properly in the first 2 years of his life. That's like 14 years old to you and me. Always been abused. But so just for we're hitting break. So we're going on, and as we go to break, I think we're going to start to bust down here. We need to clear out so we can get the computer tucked away so it doesn't tumble around in here while we're moving. And we're going to start to go mobile. Royal Oak Police Department.
You're getting the full melt.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stickers for each feature we release. We read about 10,000 suggestions a week to create features that, as traders, we'd want to use.
10,000 suggestions? Who reads all of those?
He does.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience, bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. Petpain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Son of a bitch, give me a joint. That's what I say. That's what I gotta say. So, we're out here broadcasting at 13 and Main and Royal Oak. We're about ready to pack down, and I've already told the police to suck my ass. I'll say it again on the air just to give it some seal. Royal Oak Police, suck my ass! Because you got no business coming here on private property asking me for written permission. It's not in the statute. I just checked with the lawyer. F you. That's what I got to say to you. I hope you're listening right now. F you. But we're going to move along anyways, because I just don't need to deal with your piggishness. I don't need to deal with it. You might not like the fact that we're going to legalize marijuana in 2016, but you're not going to have a choice in the matter, are you? I see you out here usurping your authority, really abusing your badge by coming and telling people that they've got to do things that aren't lawful under your authority. That's what I got to say to you. And I will challenge you every step of the way. I will never give you an opportunity to put me in cuffs because I'm brighter than you. I'm smarter than you. I'm faster than you. So there you go. Come and get me because it ain't happening. I'll challenge them every time. I swear to God I will. I know where their authority ends and where my rights begin, and they don't like that fact. So they'll give me a hard time, but they can't do anything about it. I've dealt with police too long from the media end. I know who they are, what they stand for. And this is part of why I do what I do, because they're no longer about public safety. They're no longer about protect and serve. They're about badger and abuse because we need your money and your assets and your property. They're just glorified tax collectors, and they need to fuck off. I said that on the radio, didn't I? Police are glorified tax collectors. Fuck off. I'll say it again. Thank you. I did put a warning on the front of this show that there may be some adult language. There you go. So that's how I feel about it, and I'll just, if you want me, if you're to make me say it again, I will, but I won't because I said it already. So I'm going to unplug here, and then I guess we got to be out of the trailer before we can, take the weights off and finish packing it away. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now and plug back in. Do we have any car plug-in access at all by chance? Because that's where I'd like to ride if I got to ride, or I can drive if I got to drive. I just need but I don't have to have it now because we got some battery juice, but it would be nice to have it as an option.
You got a cigarette lighter insert?
I don't. Not with me. If I do have a cigarette lighter insert, it would be located, this blue bag. All right, so we're going on the This is the program that's collecting signatures. Now, you don't have to go away because the drama is going to unfold here live on the air. Be right back.
The Full Melt Show is a production of TFM Media. The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
It's the Full Melt Show.
Are you high? What are you
High.
talking about?